Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another account review. Today we are looking at MarleyLongBott, sorry, I wrote Marlet in my notepad. To the quick question in chat, are any wands more than 6 attack speed? Yes, I've seen up to 8. I think it scales up to 11, just like Windwalker. Anyways, today we're looking at MarleyLongBott's account, doing an account review for him. I would say, based off everything I'm seeing, it's like mid-game to late-game account, just based off the shrine levels, based off Dragon Warrior level, Coliseum levels, bubble levels, all that stuff that I see here. So, decently, you know, more into the grindy mindset when it comes to things to do. So let's take a look at the account, generally give advice, what we see, and you know what it suggests to do as we normally do. So mini bosses, Glunko, I want this up to 100k. That's relatively easy to do on Deathbringer. Remember, Glunko has a 20-minute respawn timer. If you play on Deathbringer and you drop the gravestone, that respawn mechanic, or rather the mob respawn rate, does impact the mini boss spawn for Glunko and for Baba Yaga for that matter. So you could kill Baba Yaga on instead of 24-hour timer, like on a 6-hour timer. Glunko, instead of spawning every 20 minutes, you can bring it down to like 3-4 minutes or so. So, you know, just clicking auto and walking away, making sure to filter out like slime sludge, for example, so it doesn't overpile your inventory. You could actually kill Glunko with a lot of Bonjo Pickles without Wraith Form on, obviously, and get a ton of Death Note kills this way, so you can stack up the multi-kill bonus. Remember that the mini-boss multi-kill is every single world, so this multi-kill bonus applies to World 1 to World 6, eventually World 7, assuming multi-kill works there. I don't know how Lava's going to do World 7, but if it does work there, it would work there too. Yeah, so that's immediately what I do. Just try to get Glunko up to 100k. It's just nice to stack it. It's the easiest one to stack. It has the lowest amount of HP, so you can take a lot of Bonjo Pickles there, and it respawns on a 20-minute timer. It doesn't take any resources for you to actually kill, so it's, you know, something easy for you to stack up and get some free multi-kill. And especially when it comes to like statue grinding, for example, and getting higher level villager statue or dragon warrior, which are affected by multi-kill, getting multi-kill wherever you can, multi-kill per tier, is just really, really good. So stacking up the Glunko kills is a great way to get more villager statues and dragon warrior statues, which are the best statues in the game. I mean, I think Divinity is pretty good, but the dragon warrior is undisputed the best statue in the game. And the people who disputed are Dench. Cool. Okay, so exalted stamps on the usual suspects. I don't disagree with anything I see here. It says you've used 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. I like those ones that you've exalted. Those are good ones. I like to see that you are using both your hydrogen reduction as well as your gilded stamps. That's always great to see for someone sub 15,000 stamp level. It is 15,000, right? I can't remember. Yeah, sub 15,000 stamp level. You have a lot of stamps that you could naturally upgrade. It just, you know, takes a lot of carry capacity. So if you are able to get more exalt stamps, putting it on like Matty Bag stamp, on Little Mining Baggy stamp, Chopping Bag stamp, those ones for carry capacity are going to be really nice. The mob material one is just really nice for, you know, just quality of life feature. The Mining Bag and Chopping Bag actually have an application when it comes to candy clicking, so those are pretty important. Actually, scratch what I said. If you are able to get one more exalted stamp, Drippy Drop is absolutely what I would do on that, because liquid regen is a very hard thing to come by, and this is a really huge increase to liquid regen speed. It is so significant, it is definitely worth doubling if you ever get one. Outside of that, again, I'd probably do Little Mining Bag or Chopping Bag stamp, just because the carry capacity will help you candy click better. 20 mega feathers, insane. That's pretty good. Kangaroo, 10. That's pretty good as well. Vials, most are 13. You're working on 13 for Dreadnought, and I see you're pushing Godshard up there as well. I guess, I mean, next culprit for you would be red salts and then orange salts. So it's gonna come in the form of upgrading your redox and explosive salts a bunch more. So depending on your appetite for upgrading refinery, it's going to take a lot of mental efforts to upkeep the ability for you to upgrade these. So make sure to claim at an optimal time period your rank up time, your total time at 12 hours 27 minutes. Currently, just remember that that timer keeps going down and down and down and down and down the more you level up red salts. So it'll, instead of taking 12 hours in a week, if you were to keep claiming this, it might take 11, or it might take exactly 12 instead of 12 and a half, and then from 12 it'll go down to 11, then 11 to like 8, and then 8 to like 6 and such. So it does kind of ramp, and it gets much faster. So getting to the 1,000 level is slow. initially, but it starts ramping and it gets much, much faster over time. Once you're into the thousands of levels, it gets to a point where your DK refinery cycle talent can actually insta proc the refinery. It comes at the form of like thousands of refinery level, but that does become a reality for at least this first page assaults. So keep that in mind. Refinery does get faster and faster. It just takes more effort for you to do in the upfront. So you can start doing that. And refinery levels are actually more important now than they were in the past because primarily the Emperor, DK became one of the best classes. I think Elemental Sorcerer's tied up there for the best class to do Emperor farming kind of early game or late game. DK overtakes any other class in Emperor farming just because it has high survivability. You can heal in that if you spawn those Samurai Guardians, and you can proc Talent of Hemoglobin there, so you can't really die in the Emperor room. And if your refinery is high enough, you outscale all of the other classes in talent damage and just damage generally. The reason Siegebreaker is not good is because your movement speed is actually capped at 175% in the Emperor room, which means quick slap scaling is actually heavily nerfed, which means Siegebreaker is just not your highest damage character. In fact, your Elemental Sorcerer for a while, pre thousands of refinery rank, is probably your best class to do Emperor because of the lightning talent and the mark passive talent that you have. So it is a really good class for you to focus on early game, but as you get into the thousands of levels of refinery, DK overtakes and becomes the best because of the survivability, but also the damage scaling from precision power, that talent that increases damage based off refinery rank. Okay, moving away from refinery because I talk about it a little bit too often, as chat obviously calls out. How's your Atom Collider? Level 40. Love to see that. I guess next big thing for you to do is now that AFK Dust is available, trying to push to 50 atoms is a long-term goal for you to push towards. So that means you get more levels of boron, you get more levels of fluoride for more cooking speed, that is, more levels of neons, more atom cost reduction. Obviously, as you get more atom generation, level 11, 12, 13, etc. for helium is definitely something you want to do. So prints are something you want to keep up on and try to optimize as much as possible. So focusing on the whole as much as you can for mining efficiency, for bravery, for chopping efficiency, for wisdom, and who cares about catching efficiency for justice? Just focus on class EXP there at this stage of the game, to be completely honest with you, and obviously justice bonus multi. So with that being said, let's talk about the whole and see where you are with that. You're 10k hours of bravery, 12k hours of justice, and 5k hours of wisdom. Okay, so you're at this stage. What I would do immediately is take all of your characters that aren't master classes that can get AFK resources and stick them in justice. Try to get to 24k hours justice, and I would highly recommend trying to learn justice. There is a, I guess, kind of website or thing that I think Tony posted in our tips and tricks. It is a like justice website or app that you can use that'll help you actually with justice. This was recently came to my attention. This was a thing. So you can actually plug in like your case number, and it will tell you like what the coin cost is, or what like the benefits you would get from justice. So this helps you kind of learn justice. Now, what I wouldn't do is, credits to R. Cooper. Is that who created this? Sorry, thank you, Tony. Oh yeah, by R. Cooper. Here you go. Credits to this guy, R. Cooper, for creating this. Thank you so much. Find him in the Idleon Discord. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Tony, you were the one who linked it, so I apologize, but the credit goes to R. Cooper. Anyways, so what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't use this all of the time. What I would do is I would use this as a... can I get the link? Yeah, I'll post it in chat. What I would do is I would use this as a like kind of learning curve. So use this to learn what all of the interactions do and kind of think about where you are and how it impacts your run. So say, for example, you're early on in like case 20 and you get the ghost, right? And you get like the first ghost, right? So the first one is, can you make it illegal, or make it legal for me to scare people? I'll pay you handsomely. So this one gives you money. However, every single case until you find the ghost again will decrease your popularity. So what that means, early on, it's hard to gain popularity, right? So you never want to approve the ghost until kind of later in the run, like 70 is what it suggests here. I personally do it at 50. It kind of varies, but you want to use this app to look at the encounters that you have, the cases that you're on, and kind of learn what the different text does, like what the different events do in Justice, and you want to kind of learn why you would reject things early on, because early on the biggest issue is gaining popularity. You need to gain popularity because every single level of popularity you get increases your chance of finding a grateful bringer, which means you at every 5 interval wave there's a chance, instead of losing a mental health or dismissal or coins, you just gain coins in a chest. So that is the best outcome for Justice, is you get the grateful bringer because it extends your wave even further, which means you get more cases and you also get a free chest. The reason you want to get high case waves in Justice is because the higher level case or round you get, the more bonus the cases and the ends, like when you pick your rewards, are going to be. So Justice kind of scales exponentially. The higher wave you get, the more rewards you get, like the higher level rewards you get. Not only is scaling the amount of time in between Justice, like the bonus multi, affect the total level of rewards you get at the end of Justice, but also getting higher case wave helps you with that. And the best way right now for you to affect case wave outside of just random Justice RNG is getting to 24,000 hours in Justice, because it guarantees giving you +2 mental health and +2 dismissal, which is a guaranteed 20 extra waves, which means you can scale your cases higher, which means you get higher rewards, which means you can get more Justice multi, or you can get more Monument AFK gain, or you can get more Lamp Wishes, or Class EXP, or Villager EXP for that matter, or Summoning Essence gain. There's a lot of things that Justice does. Justice is the best monument for game, for like the whole scaling specifically. And also, it beats out grind time in terms of class EXP. So people often ask me, how do I get high levels on my characters? I guarantee you, well, besides pay to win, obviously, because there's insane levels of power when it comes to like the hat that gives you a class EXP multi. There's the Windwalker robe that gives you a class EXP multi. There's the anniversary name tag from the spring event that gives you a class EXP multi. All that stuff. Obviously, you can't get some of that stuff anymore, so you're, you know, FOMO paid, you're locked out of it. The best way free to play for you to impact your class EXP is Justice. So if you want to get high level, you unfortunately need to pass middle school literacy and you need to do Justice. So please use this app, go to the tips and tricks section, use this app that was made by R. Cooper, linked by Tony in our Discord, learn Justice, that way you don't really have to rely on this, but you can use this as a fallback option. Or if you really are lazy, use this just as your primary reason or source of how to do Justice, because this Justice is so important for your account and for your account progression. If the Arcane Cultist was any indication, class levels are so important. So pushing class EXP via the Justice Monument is insanely powerful, because right now you're at 3,800. My grind time alone is giving 9,468. But if I go to my Justice Monument, if I go to my Justice Monument, my class EXP from Justice alone is 69,000, nice, 859. So this alone is giving me 698x class EXP. And then whatever class EXP multis I have from like the Windwalker talents, for example, the name tag and the hat that I have, this is getting multiplied even further. So instead of 698, it's getting multiplied by what, like 5x, 10x at that point. So I'm getting 6,980. And then whatever other class EXP multipliers or additive bonuses that I have are multiplying that even further. And so that's how I'm able to hit, I think my high end right now is like 20,000x class EXP. And that's how most end gamers are actually doing that. For example, if I go to the leaderboard and I go to, I guess, characters that have the highest level, I mean, excluding Little Ace Cat if he's uploaded on leaderboard, I actually don't know. Here's a great person to look at, for example, Pop Roddle, putting him on the spot here, in our Discord known as Zadex, sorry, calling you out here. If I go to his Justice, for example, his EXP multi from Justice is 142,188. Justice is the primary source for how endgamers are getting such high class levels. And if you look at his characters, 686, 675, 722, 708, 697, 724, 787 on his ES, 866 on his other arcane cultist, 671 on his Siegebreaker, 755 on his DK. This is how people get high class levels, is justice. It's justice, justice, justice. So please do your justice. It is the biggest way outside of pay to win for how you scale your EXP. I love this guy. He's my guild leader. True. Also, we created a second alt guild called the Zed Getty. So if you guys want to join that guild, it's low in bonus. Zadek is actually the leader of that guild. So in our guild signups, just mention you want to join the Zed Getty. We'll be sure to invite you so you guys can join and help the guild. Anyways, side tangent. But yeah, I mean, bravery. So justice, get this to 24k. Bravery, wisdom, get this to 10k, and then bravery, get this to 24k. And you'll be fine on the whole. Ultimately, the end goal of bravery is try to push to 100k hours. The reason why 100k hours is important is because it allows you to more consistently get bravery bonus multi, and this is the biggest pain point for most endgamers right now, is trying to get reliable stacks of bravery bonus multi, because you giga juice, like it astronomically scales your mining efficiency to the point where some endgamers, if I go to our Discord for example, I think the highest copper ore print in the game right now is from Zelbmaj. Zelbmaj is a giga endgamer when it comes to juicing mining prints. And he often posts in our achievement section. And before Arcane Cultist was a thing, before the multi-AFK gain, he was sitting at 135 trillion copper ore. Now, I don't know if he's uploaded recently for me to be able to see how exactly he's doing that. It's coming from a lot of things, but I guarantee you a lot of that is going to come from the bravery monument in the form of mining efficiency and bravery bonus multi. So if you want your prints to be higher, it's going to come from your monuments. There's no way around that. Additionally, it's probably extremely high levels of mining statue and dragon warrior statue, because dragon warrior scales your other statue bonuses. Mining statue gives you mining power, and this is the biggest source of mining power in the entire game, hands down, bar none. Yeah. Zelb is well over 200 trillion now, because keep in mind the 138 trillion AFK info was before the AFK gains multi-cape was available to us. So now he's in the 200 trillion range comfortably, and God knows how much more bravery multi he stacked since then, or mining efficiency he stacked since then. I would not be surprised if he's pushing 250 to 300 trillion at this point. And the Prisma Arcade bonus, that's correct. So, I mean, I think he's also Prisma'd every single mining efficiency node on the orange tree, the orange cauldron that is available to him. So, I mean, he's an extreme example. By no means am I expecting you to get the hundreds of trillions, because I'm not even there. But given the fact you've doubled some of these bubbles, some of the same bubbles that he has, obviously mining efficiency is something that is of import to you. So I would heavily focus on monuments right now, because if you're looking to juice your prints, monuments is your answer. Repairs all maxed out, that's good. You have Doot, that's nice. Got a rank 4, that's cool. I imagine sailing is done. Sailing is done. Now you don't need to do this, but something I commonly see when people are like done with sailing is then they get all the artifacts, they push all of their boats to level 300. It's just nice to, you don't need to, there's no specific reason to. It just kind of preps you in case there's new islands unlocked, so you get new artifacts. You know, because they'll take more sailing speed to get to, so you can just kind of prep and get all of your boats to 300 just as a good like basis and starting point for pushing to new islands. Heaven needs pop ovals, huh? Gaming, you're in purple bits, that's good. You guys remember when 90Q red super bits was hard? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Okay, see a lot of slab that you can do from Party Dungeon. All of these items you can obtain from Party Dungeon, and they're very easy slabs. I see our Discord is ramping up in happy hours, so if you are able to do happy hour, or you can just carry yourself on V-Man in Party Dungeon or on DK in Party Dungeon to unlock these. Remember that the highest tier item counts for all the previous items for slab. So say, for example, you get a Eclectic Ordeal 4. It's going to count for Eclectic Ordeal 3, 2, 1, Uninflated Glove 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Bandage Wraps 5, 4, 3. So by getting this, you unlock everything before it. So it's like the easiest slab in the game. Also, Arcane Rock, this is a pretty easy slab because it's in the limited time shop right now. I would just buy one just to have it and get the slab done. Because, I mean, it's relatively cheap in terms of gem cost because it's like, what? 195. That's not that bad. Now, I wouldn't buy out the whole shop because, you know, that kind of... You really don't need to, but you know, it's easy slab, so go for it. Oh, yeah. Also, Tim, one of our resident endgamers, also hosts happy hours. I think he usually plays on Salty 20. He's a nice, happy guy. He's cool. I like hanging out with him. He's pretty cool. He loves Party Dungeon, so he also hosts it regularly or semi-frequently. So if you are able to catch him during a happy hour run, he posts sometimes in our Idleon chat or advance. And there's Tim. Hi, Tim. There you go. Salty 20, Friday, evening times EU. You're at 200 crops found. It's pretty good. Now, there's two philosophies when it comes to farming. Number one, forget it exists when you're at this point. Or two, keep pushing to 230. Whatever you want to do, you know, it's pushing to 230 is going to give you just more bonuses, more everything, more damage, more meal speed, more pet rate, more base critters, more drop rate. So it's good to push to 230. It's very tedious. When you're at this stage of the game, the best way to push towards 230 crops is just doing daily resets. And when you get to like 210, 220 crops, doing resets every 2 days. So what I do, for example, is I grow my crop to the highest glassy crop that I can. So for you, it's probably the corn or whatever. And then I let it overgrowth overnight for 1 day, and I'll claim in the morning. And then I will just let it overgrowth again for one more cycle overnight, and I'll claim in the morning, and then I'll do a bean reset. So I follow the old trial pairs method where I have 6 of each of the crops. So I have 6 basic, 6 earthy, 6 bulbo, 6 sushi, 6 mushy, and 6 glassy, assuming you have all the land plots. I lock the first 6 of each of the crops. So I have the apple, the orange, the lemon, the pear, the strawberry, I think banana, I can't count. And then I unlock it, and then I'll trade in the beans, and I'll come back and I'll collect those crops. And then what that does is it essentially gives me 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 6, 36 crops at 100k, like right off the bat. So it instantly starts my progress for farming. I've talked about it frequently in my videos. If I will try to link in the description the trial pairs video from a long time ago. In fact, I'm writing it in my notes right now. I use that method for resetting to help me restart my journey for farming. Now, that old video was back when 180 crops was the cap, but you can reuse that method for 200 plus and your whatever number. Now, I think there is a different method for resetting that I'm not aware of, but apparently it's better, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it is, so I can't really tell you about it. Speaking, so big push right now is to Mastery 5, so it's going to come in the form of 100k gemstones. It's going to come from 40k hours in Fractal Island. It's going to come from Windwalker doing that stealth bonus to 200 to 250 to get that stealth multiplier, getting some sneaking EXP on the ghost floor for Mastery 4 or higher floors for that matter, because that'll help you in the it'll help you with base stealth percent. Also, it's going to be farming higher levels of these gold charms. You have a 2,555 of the action speed one, but you don't have a 2,500 of the gold bead, which is going to give you a ton of stealth percent. Also, you don't have 2,500 of the charm plus level, for example. So you could get a higher level of this to get higher levels of this, to get higher levels of this and this, and all these charms to help scale your stealth percent. Also, it'll help you get a higher level of rosary, higher level of veil, so you are able to push higher floors of mastery 4. Do you have Fractal Island? You're at 105 fractal, so Mastery 5 is going to be pretty difficult for you right now. I think you need to go farm higher levels of gold charms to be able to push Mastery 5, to be completely honest with you, because you don't have the Fractal Island. The Fractal Island's actually a pretty significant increase to stealth. It's like a 10x increase, so it's going to push you over another magnitude order higher of stealth percent. So it's really, really good. And the fact your levels, they're like 730, it's not that bad, but I feel like you could... I think you need more stealth, honestly, to crack open the doors here. Okay, you're in a fighting preset. I suppose you didn't do this. I mean, this isn't the best like damage upgrade, but with the Arcane Cultist preset for summoning doubler multipliers, you could. I mean, it's still worth to do this over health, to be honest. She's missing just like a little bit of damage here. You should get on the gold cake grind. What's your drop rate on Dwayne Dibley? Cool name, by the way. 75x. Yeah, I would. Well, if you are able to hit World 4, which I suspect you are because you have 400 plus talents, doing clammy farming, so getting past that big ol' worms, like gate for World 4 and getting into clammy is going to be huge for you, because you can stack up the arcane mobs to stack up the AFK gains and drop rates, so you can get more perler shells. You can also do the crystal farming for Moon, so you get more ghosts, so you can get more ghosts. Hello, I just said that. So you can get more golden cakes, so you can get more drop rate from those. And also that would really help the beanstalk grind for getting this to 100k, 10k, then 100k. And it also would help you kind of redo that farm, so you can get 100k stack on your character individually, so you get more drop rate that way. So, I mean, to reiterate, getting here, stacking the purple crystal so you can get more drop rate, and the blue crystal for more AFK gains. The drop rate will help just increase the amount of perler shells you drop, and the AFK gains will mean whenever you use candy, you're more likely to get, it'll multiply your AFK gains for one, so you're more likely to get perler shells, so you can use those for the recipe for gold cakes. Additionally, like I said, you can use the same logic, the drop rate and AFK gain crystals on the Moon map, to stack up the drop rate for ghosts, so you can use that in the recipe. And similarly for board beans, where you commonly crystal farm for DK crystal farm for the golden nomwitches, the golden nomwitches, you can stack up the not AFK gains, but you can just stack up the drop rate, so you can DK crystal farm more often on the board beans map, and it will affect the crystal carrots, because the drop rate multiplier just strictly affects your character stat page. So the 130.44 drop rate that I have here is not the same drop rate I'll have in town. It actually effectively multiplies your character stat page. That's what the DR crystal does, just by the way. So stacking it up on the map will affect the crystals, and for that matter, it should affect the skilling nodes too, but you know, is 450 AC crystal not going to make Sugma the lock? That's debatable. I don't know. I was theorizing earlier if 450 talents is possible, and I think it is. However, it's going to take probably months for us to get there, to be completely honest with you. Okay, Marley, my voice is giving out, so I'm going to stop the review there. I hope I helped you a lot, And I think the whole focus is going to be something that's really going to help accelerate your account progress right now, especially when it comes to classy XP, because I think you can gain a lot from gaining some more levels on your characters. I mean, at least it wouldn't hurt. I mean, you are at 750 on this character, so that means you have a lot of classy XP, but you can really giga juice your classy XP by getting more focus into the Justice Monument, for example. Like, you can get a ton more classy XP. You can like get up to 800 Arcane Cultist. You can get up to 800 DK, or you can honestly push to 719 ES like right now, or a little bit later when you get more classy XP. So I wish you the best of luck, my man. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I just want to say as a last thing, thank you to all of my Twitch subscribers and YouTube channel members. You guys really help the channel grow and really motivate me to continue making videos. If you guys do also want to support me on YouTube, it's just $1 a month for a channel subscription at the lowest tier. You can choose to give more if you want. Just want to say that. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support. Have a great day. Bye.